Over.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jarod and your girl Gabby back for another episode of the Kicks and Shit Show. Ooh, you like that?
Nice pipes, Jarod.
Listen. I'm feeling good. It's it's another week. We're out here rocking. And I know I'm about to ask you what's going on in those streets. I kind of already know what's halfway going on in the streets. We had a nice long soliloquy together, folks, before we start the show. We have to catch up because she doesn't have time for me these days. She's a very busy, high-powered executive these days. No time for me, so we have to catch up before our show, which is fine. So, we caught up on that. She's got some things happening. She won't get into that, but she will get into something that really got her fired up today. And all I'm going to say is Nike Dunk and Ambush. Gabby, how are you doing in those streets?
39 and feeling fine, Jarod. And I just want to clarify that 39 is not my age, so don't at me. It is the number of the episode.
Episode 39. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I almost did a as like
a reminder.
I just want to say, I know I went on a little soliloquy early, and you just went on one now, so I'm not the only long-winded one here in this equation. But I do want to say, what's going on in these streets, Rod? I actually saw them for the first time in a week, so that was very exciting.
Always nice.
I think that social media is very interesting, and I think people think I'm out here in these streets when I just am very creative in the way that I use things. Like, I got fresh air. I was like, I'm happy to take out the trash this morning. Like, just happy to be out there.
Did you just swing your elbow like that? Take out the trash.
I actually did. I'm very top heavy in terms of my center of gravity.
Yes, we
very
know.
high center of gravity. So, I have to kind of swing the arm for more like a balance. It's function over fashion. That's something we love to talk about in the show. But, there's a lot going on in these streets, Jarod. And aside from snow, I know you think that my energy burst, my PR way of putting how I'm feeling right now. Also haven't gotten exercise in a couple days, so I'm a little hyped, you guys.
Little punchy.
Is not about the ambush dunks.
Oh.
But it does have to do with the ladies. But, I know we say ladies first, but we cannot forget about the man of the ladies, guys. Jarod, how are you doing in these streets?
I'm out here maintaining, it's another day, right? We're in the middle of the NBA season, loving that, doing my jam there, working, got a couple things in the pipeline. I'm out here doing my best. I am chatting with other creatives, working on the shows that I'm on. I'm grinding. The work never stops. It continues, as I always say. But people know that about me. They mad or they're not mad. They want to know why you so mad. So what happened today? I thought it was the ambush dunks, but I guess it wasn't.
No, I guess mad is the wrong word. I think
you were annoyed,
excitable, heated. What does the kid say? I went on a little bit of a Twitter rant earlier.
Saw that.
May have deleted a tweet or two because, your girl doesn't like to act out of emotion. But sneakers and sports are two things that get me really emotional. I wish I had half the emotion that I have towards sneakers about men. Maybe I wouldn't be so single, I don't know. Just going to put that out there in the universe. But
wow. I love that drop, by the way, that really nobody else except me and you understand. That's pretty funny. Well, and somebody else. But anyway, continue.
All right, we're going to let the beat drop, and we're going to get into it. So, we talk about women and sneakers all the time. And, I do want to start off by saying shouts to Jordan Brand because not only are they a thought leader in making sneakers for women that are beyond the shrink it and pink it, whatever that buzz phrase is that's going around right now. I think it's, and you know what, if that's your bag, rock a pink sneaker.
But so we ain't down with that.
Just get haterade. You like what you like, and we support you. But how do I get in on the support? I feel like support is my middle name. And I just want to know, and I've talked to a lot of people that follow the show, how does your girl always take an L? And I see people on women's launches. I see dudes on women's launches. I want to know, hey, fellas, are you listing yourself as a woman on Nike sneakers out, because I know we're in a time where it's okay to be progressive, and I fully support that.
Or
but
you're gaming the system.
if you're gaming the system, that's where your girl's got a problem. And so, like, I don't put that accountability against Nike, and I don't put that accountability against Jordan. I think it is the people in the game that are trying to work the system. And
Bots.
So I just want to clarify. No, I think it's real people, not just bots. I think it's people making multiple accounts under multiple emails and genders. And
well, here's what I wonder, Gabby. Do you think the really smart people out there are like making like accounts, but like they're being automated though, like a bot? Like it's a real thing, but someone's, listen, there's smart engineers out there and they create like this thing and it's like, no, this is acting like a real person. And it knows to like click the button to say that you're not a robot or whatever.
I think that's part of it. I also would love to know, and this is me just curious. This is not based on information. I'd love to know, because a lot of the people I know that have taken W's, like there's a girl that I was talking to today, she goes, wait, you haven't bought on Nike in a while? I was like, I am trying to give sneakers out my money, and they will not allow me to give them an opportunity to take it. Like, take all my money. But, and I'm happy to support our other retail friends and resale friends. Like, I love me some eBay. I rock StockX. I love
But why pay double if you don't have to?
Reasons. Exactly. Like, Champs has been like my ace in the hole, Foot Locker. Shouts to all of the retail brands that are doing their thing. But I think, and I would love to know more about this, is it a recruiting tool for newer users on the sneakers platform to give them access to hype shit? And I ask that because I've been a member of Nike Sneakers App for like 10 years. And I look at the heat that I get. The last time I got like some serious heat, I mean, I know Bread 11's like, yes, that's heat, but they also had a lot larger of a distribution. Those holiday launches typically reach a lot larger of a group. That was the last like kind of cool launch that I hit. I even took an L on a pair of mids, and I love mids. But if I followed the chatter out there, I'm not the majority.
Okay.
And so I would love to know, and I'm not faulting anyone for that. I think if anything, it's actually a very smart marketing plan. I'd love to know, like, is it split? How do women get a chance? If someone gets an early access on one time, do they have a better chance or a worse chance, or is it random getting it again? Just because I see a lot of the same people hitting, and I'm wondering what their methods are. And I know it's not always just a plug. And we all have plugs.
We all got plugs.
But I'd love to know more. I'm coming from a place of education. I just want to learn. I just want a chance.
But what specifically were you locked out of getting today?
I mean, everything all the time. But specifically today, the one pair of sneakers that I wanted out of all of the spring launches, I felt like I was trying to like
put in the universe.
Yes, put it out. I've been manifesting this since we talked about it in the fall. But I also have been trying to give people a chance for the ones that they want. And I know, again, I'm probably not in the majority here, but I'm trying to like build my sneaker karma. And the pair that I really wanted were the silver toe ones. I love a metallic.
Yeah.
I love one. I mean, I know ones are trendy right now, and so I'm not
that's
the
your
only
jam.
one. One, but I love a metallic one. The gold toe ones are one of my favorite pairs. And I like that kind of treatment. I mean, I have the metallic mids too, the gold, and I don't know. I thought maybe this time would be different. It's like expecting that you're going to win the lottery because like you gave it a fair shot to everybody else. But
because I guess I was thinking of the shoes that launched today, which would be the one that you would have the most luck in getting?
None.
Well, I mean,
those KDs that are on sale on the other page, Rod. That's what I have the most luck getting. And I might get them because I need a second pair. I love my KDs.
Yeah. What are the 13s?
Yeah. But that's my thing, right? And I think like the ambush dunks, I have a pair.
Yeah.
In black and white.
So you didn't need it. Well, and those were in fuchsia anyway, which I know is not really your jam anyway.
No, but I like the color. I like the treatment. That was actually the first image of ambush partnership that I saw even before the black and white pair that came out in December. And, I've been working really hard, so I deserved a treat. And my ambush dunks were my treat. And, I'm not the type of person who wants to get every pair or needs to get every pair. I get the pairs that I want to rock. And so that's where these ones for me, I know they haven't even launched yet, and I'm going to have a shot when they launch with everybody else. But I just want to know more. I want to know more about the technology, not just because I took an L, but I want to know, like, I think it's really cool in the sense that, like, women are getting access.
Yeah.
I want to know, you boys, are you listing yourselves as women? Because I want to know that too.
I'm not, no. But I will say this, and this is a tease for not today's guest, but for a guest in the future. is someone who wrote extensively about this very topic and the sneakers app. And, you know, on the one hand, right, kudos to Jordan Brand and Nike really, we always say Jordan Brand, but Nike as the parent company for starting the sneakers app, right? I mean, it's revolutionary in so many ways, but, you know, as the sneaker market has become so big and so many people are on the platform, you know, as an organization, as a company, they need to revisit the technology, right? And be like, okay, clearly, because look, one thing, the first thing is it's about quantity, right? If they only got 100,000 shipments, well, that's it. Like, so that is what it is. But so many people, it isn't even about that. It's the idea of they're not even able to get into the app, where they get on. It's like, the app cannot support all the people. So I think from that standpoint, maybe if technology could handle the volume, even if you took L's, I think people would be much more comfortable with that, being like, well, at least I know I got on. It's just a matter of there's only X amount and I didn't get a pair, right? And the reality of it is that Nike and Jordan Brand, they're never going to, unless it's a holiday launch or whatever, they're not going to make millions of pairs. They're not going to do that.
But that's not the strategy, right. And I understand why they wouldn't. And I think they shouldn't. And I agree with you. Sneakers app was so innovative and changed the game for every brand. And they're the only ones to honestly do it in the way that they do. So like, I know the memes are trending, you know, and I share them as well about like, oh, I took an L on sneakers app, but like they really are ahead of the curve. And I think that, you know, this pandemic really put in an extra need for them to look at their technology, to their point, because like none of these apps were ever made for online only to be the bulk of the volume. I mean, yes, there are places that have sneakers open, but like you're not getting an early access at like a Nike store anywhere. That is exclusive to sneakers. And I think like the way that they have content on the app is amazing. The way that, you know, you have these different pieces that bring you there, whether it's a poll, whether it's kick check, like Nike and Jordan Brand, like they're crushing the game. So I just want to be clear and say on the record, like, I know I'm an emotional sneakerhead, and I might come from a place that sounds like I am complaining. And, you know, misery loves company. But, you know, I do think I'm glad that we're talking about this, because it does need to be heard that these are not the volume shoes like the Nike Tenjin. So they're never going to be everybody getting W's. And that's fine. I think that adds to the cachet of the whole thing. But I just want to feel what it feels like to get early access one time.
One time you want to get a W on early access, I get you. What I do wonder is when, it looks like probably late summer, no, not even, looks like fall or Christmas of this year, when the vaccine's out and like the pandemic has subsided and people are going back to stores, I wonder if things will be different on the sneakers app. Will people go back to, will that be sort of like the market inefficiency? Everybody's online. Nah, I'm going to go to the store and get, I just wonder. Remains to be seen. No idea. We'll see what happens when that time comes.
I know. I feel like we're like TBT waiting online for sneakers again. Like, are we going to go the other way? Like,
maybe.
You know, Polaroid cameras and disposable cameras are cool for the hipsters and the young kids. They will never know the real struggle of waiting to get those pictures developed in the way that we did. But, you know, maybe it's something like that where we're going to, technology gets us so far and then we're craving that interaction that like, you know, Chad and Adina talked about this when we had them as our first guest. Like, you have to buy more volume to get the same kind. It's like that same kind of fix. Like sneakers, hell of a drug, you know? I say this every time. But I am interested to agree with you completely that when things open up, is this the new normal or is this just a temporary fix?
Yeah. And I think, you know, your point about interaction and connection is important, right? So many people, not everybody, because I'd be on your Instagram stories and seeing what a lot of you were doing out there. So many people.
Not me, but
no, not you.
Them, the proverbial
you all, the proverbial you all. You know, do people want to then go back to that because they've been in isolation, right? Like the people who have been, like, do they want to go back to that point of like, oh, let me connect and tap in and connect with people? We'll see. We'll see what happens. In the vein of collaboration, that's our hint and tease for our next guest. So stay tuned. Peace. What's good, everybody? We are back. And do not hit refresh on your browser. Do not close out. I know you're losing your mind. You're like, what the hell is this? Is this the 7fters basketball podcast? I thought this was Kicks and Shit Show. It is the famed crossover edition episode. And we have Jenna Lemoncelli here. Jenna, how are you? Long time no see.
Oh my God, I know. I just saw you yesterday. I'm tearing up a little. I'm sorry. I'm like emotional. You guys know me. I'm the worst. But it's so great
But also the best. It's also the best, Jenna. Also the best.
So folks, this is what my life is like, corralling and managing these two for shows on a weekly basis. So now it's both of them together. So imagine it's like 3 rings up in here. But
my heart bleeds for you, Jarod, really.
But Gabby, tell them the quick, not your long version. Tell them the quick story about how you wanted this to be a surprise. Quick. I mean, 90 seconds.
Well, I just want to say first, like, we're almost at our all-star anniversary, you guys, when we met each other. Well, when I met Jarod, but we're excited about that. You know, I know all-stars push this year, but, you know, there's not a lot of real surprises as we get older anymore. And I tried to do something nice for Jarod. And Jarod is way too type A to ever let that happen. He thinks that I'm trying to sell him down the river. Let me tell you. I say, Jarod, I've got guests confirmed. And mind you, I've said, you know, one of these days, I'm going to surprise you. And Jenna's just going to pop in and be like, oh, shit, it's the crossover episode. You know what I mean? Like, that's what was always going to happen. That was the plan. Jenna was in on the plan. We were ready to go. Jarod is blowing me up like I lit his fucking house on fire. Sorry, I'm cursing some heated. I know
you're all back.
But Jarod, the fact is, I got to say this, Jarod. And Jenna, back me up on this one. Jarod, when have I ever set you up to not be prepared and to fail?
You have never set me up to fail. But, you know, we are, as Amin said, right? We're that 80s buddy cop comedy, right? Keys, straight laced and by the book. She's a maverick, plays by her own rules. Like, that's us.
But I'm also a Virgo, so, like, my rules make sense. You know what I'm saying? Well, I do play by my own rules, yes. And, like, depending on the day, maybe that changes a little bit. But the one thing that is consistent is I will always be prepared, and I will always set up those around me for success.
Yes, you are excellent at that. And I should have trusted that more and trusted our friendship more, and not be like, what is this woman doing out here? But well done.
He says that to me anyway, though, guys.
You used to say that to me before games. You used to be, when I used to freak out, like before I would go on camera in the beginning, she'd be like, Jenna, would I ever make you fail? I always set you up for success. I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, me.
Yes, that's actually exactly how Jenna is. Me. Exactly like that.
Yep.
Well, Jenna, how are you? Long time no see. We just recorded an episode like 2 days ago, but how are you?
I know, where we destroyed the Nets defense.
Yeah, destroyed the Nets defense. Meanwhile, you're wearing a Knicks hat. We'll get to them in a bit.
First of all, not only because I'm contractually obligated, but I hope still. Take me back. But
still looking for that work. We'll rap for food.
Literally, for real, whatever you want. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the Knicks hat is strategic. I wanted to wear that, and then the rest is just like my Kanye West-esque desert tone sweatshirt from Zara.
I like it.
And lips by Kylie Jenner.
Well, you know, it's so funny that you mentioned Kanye and Kylie Jenner, because we're going to get into this segment, of course, is always about our guest. And I know everything about you. Gabby knows everything about you. And people who know 7-footers know everything about you. But maybe KNS people who don't listen to 7-footers don't know. So we're going to talk a little bit about you here. So besides being a basketball podcast co-host with me, you are also an entertainment writer for Hollywood Life. So you mentioned Kanye West and all that. How is life as a celebrity and entertainment writer?
Well, it is quite eventful, just because it's the news, people. It is the news. Just because it's not your everyday CNN or Fox, whichever you prefer. This is a neutral zone. It is still the news. I mean, we need to know the process of Kim and Kanye's divorce, which, you know, it's
happening.
Very bad right now. Please revert to HollywoodLife.com if you need to know. But yeah, but it's a trip. It's always changing. I'll be in the middle of a story and then something else will break, or Kim Kardashian will show her ass on the internet, and then, hey, you gotta pause. This shit is lit. So, as the kids say. So, yeah, but for real, it's fun. I mean, it's great. It's eventful. I mean, like I like to tell people in the short, I get paid to write about celebrities every day. And some of those stories happen to be interviews that I do that I'm super proud of, or fulfilling moments that I have. And it's super fun. It's nice to be in the know and like have a job that people on the outside are like, wow, that's like crazy. And I'm sure you guys all get that too, because we work in this type of industry that has this elite access, I guess. You know, we've all talked about this privately and off camera, but it's good. It's exciting, honestly. And I'm young. We're all young, so it's great right now. But I don't know if I'm going to be doing this at 70. Well,
yeah, I ain't that young.
I don't know about that guy over there.
I ain't that young.
But this guy's got Benjamin Button, so that doesn't matter.
That's true. Oh, okay, party.
True indeed. So, you know, if I were to take you back to, I don't know, sophomore year at Bloomsbury, and I was going to say, Jenna, you're going to be a celebrity entertainment journalist, would you believe that? Or are you like, no, I'm not doing that shit? Like, what's the path? How'd you get here?
You know what? I don't think you definitely don't know this keen type of detail about me, but it's funny that you say sophomore year, because sophomore year was when I actually made the shift. This is super interesting. It's super weird that you said that. That was the year that, like, freshman year, I was what is it called?
Undecided.
Undeclared, right?
Undecided, yeah. Oh, God, I'm starting to forget things. I'm so scared. God.
We can say for the after show what might be the cause of that, but you know.
We know why. Continue. Yeah, the stuff you're drinking might be part of it too, but anyway, continue.
It's good for the heart, dear. Good for the heart. But yeah. Freshman year, didn't know, kind of was just having fun, did the whole sorority thing. I was the president, by the way. But sophomore year is really when I made the shift. And I was like, okay, I feel like I'm a year behind already. So I really need to start doing everything, packing in everything. I mean, that's really when the obsession and the fascination started, with wanting to do all of this kind of stuff that you guys already know and see that I do now. But yeah, that was the shift. I started pink slipping myself in all the classes, buttering up every professor that I could, and, you know, me, a little sweet talker. So, you know, your girl graduated right on time. So
I don't know why, but that reminded me of a scene in Legally Blonde when you just said that. Anyway.
What, like it's hard?
If anybody, there's so many parts of Legally Blonde that, like, just go back in your mind to conversations about. Anyway, continue on.
you know. But yeah, no, for real, that was the shift. It's funny, I met all these people in these clubs that I joined, and they were like, what the hell is this bitch doing here sophomore year trying to, like, be our boss? And I was like, I need to do everything. And hosted a fashion show, did all these things. But yeah, that's kind of how I got here. And really, in the short, it was graduation day. I was graduating. I didn't have a job. And since I didn't find a job and didn't land any of the fancy schmancy internships that I applied to in the city, I set up a really cool internship at home. It was something like a good move, and it was doing lifestyle and different fun things with a lifestyle show that was, like, attached to one of the news stations. And, like, a couple days after I graduated, I got a call. And I got the internship at Us Weekly magazine for celebrity news and stuff like that. Turned down the other jobs, still have PTSD about it till this day. And I just don't want them to hate me. And then went to New York, did that, been here ever since. Just went with the gut. Gutsiest thing I've ever done, and damn, it was a lot of freaking money. But
I think you got to take a risk sometimes, right? And, like, shouts to Brad Witter, you know, for our mutual connects. Brad is a good friend of mine and also Jenna's first boss at Us Weekly. Love Brad. But I think it's interesting to talk about not knowing what you wanted to do freshman year. And I think you were someone who really identified it earlier than most, even if it didn't feel like that. So I also think that what we do didn't necessarily exist when we were in college, even though we were at college at different times. Jenna, I'm like a grandmother over here, but it doesn't exist. So I'd love for you to talk about, like, that path and figuring out what even existed, how you got there, and, you know, even just some of the hard work that goes into it, right? Like, you've talked about the glamour of what you do, but I don't think people really realize how much goes into that on a day-to-day basis to keep up with that cycle and that lifestyle.
No, you're right. You're right. I love that. Honestly, that path, and you make a good point, that this whole, and you and I have had this conversation in depth, the whole throwing t-shirts, the whole hype squads and different things like that, and what we're seeing that are so flashy now and great and big all-star weekend attractions and XYZ, but we didn't have that when you went to college, when I went to college, when all of us did. And so it was harder to identify that path, and you don't really know exactly, kids don't know what to declare if you want to be a celebrity news writer or whatever. Like, it's not a whole doctor, nurse, teacher path. So my idol at the time, and still is in ways, was Juliana Rancic. So I wanted to be her. Oh my God, I saw it. I was like, I'm going to be her. Like, whatever. Like, her parents were from Italy. So I was like, Dad, teach me Italian right now. Like, that had no concept.
Lemoncelli.
Oh
Right.
my God.
But like, that had no concept of like me being a journalist. I was, I was a kid, but I would watch her interviews. I would watch E! News every single night. It would repeat at 7 and 11. I would memorize everything. It was so weird and freaking funny, but I would fantasize, whatever, wanted to do that. Then in college, when I declared, found this club called BU Now. Shout out. They're still there and doing their thing. But it's basically like, a mini e-news website. You just kind of like declare a B, and like it's just really welcoming and nice and a good way to like massage your skills and really learn a lot. And joined that, did that type of writing, and they allowed me to do that. So I kind of basically treated it like I was an entertainment news writer and just tried to translate it into like real life. And a lot of Google, a lot of internship kind of things, but like they need classes to help kids better understand that. But as for the hard work that goes into everything, I mean, between the entertainment, like my full-time job, and the hosting gig with the Knicks, like you have to accept and know, because a lot of my friends and family from home don't realize this. New York City is a different beast. I'm not trying to toot all of our horns here and be like, we're special, blah, blah, blah. But like, it is a different world. It's a different beast. You are not working a 9 to 5, and you need to especially accept that in any type of news, even what we all do, whether it's sports, anything, whether it's PR, anything that requires like award shows or late night games or TV shows. I've recapped the Kardashians before. Like, you have to accept that your time is not yours. It really isn't. And I hate it. That's not a bad thing. It's not a negative thing. But you know that when you talk to somebody that's a journalist in PR in the industry, you know they want to be there and they love it and they're dedicated to their job, and there's an end goal, because you only go through all that shit if you really want it for real. And there's some beasts in that industry. I don't care what anybody says. I know doctors, like, you go and have brain surgery every day, and what we do is doesn't matter like that does. But like, you are one tough cookie if you're in this industry, and boom, that's that.
I think just kind of, Jarod says this a lot, and I'm sure he says this to you as well. The work continues, right? No matter what happens. And I think I love that you talk about New York specifically in this, because not just are we only all New Yorkers and work in New York, but there's a different level, a different pace. And like, you could be up till 2 o'clock in the morning working, and you could be up at 6 a.m. like at the gym ready to work. And there's always going to be someone who's feels like they're outworking you, because that's the pace in New York. Like, yep. I say this all the time, like, you could work throughout the night, but I think I'd love to know more about just how do you find balance? And I ask Jarod this all the time because I don't know how he does it still. It's amazing. But how did you find time to take on more, knowing the demands of the current job? And like, what made you want to add to that plate, even in terms of sports, knowing that that's another industry that you're working nights, weekends, holidays, all of that?
Right. Well, throwback Thursday memory here, Jarod. When I bumped into this guy at the NBA store many years ago now, we exchanged stories, and I told you I want to get more into sports. Yeah. I want to move. I want this shift to happen, whether it's me doing GQ kind of style, like lifestyle stuff and like whatever, but like, I love to communicate better with athletes. It's just like what I like to do, and like sports itself, whatever. And that's why I really took on the second job, which sometimes I really sit back, Gabby, and I do think about it, and I'm like, I actually work 2 jobs. If you think about it, like, yeah. That's 100% crazy.
2 jobs, yeah.
Right? Like, that's crazy. But then I think about it, and it's like, and you and I always talk about it, we love it. I don't care if I'm spending, and you know me, Jarod, I am a social butterfly. I need to be out with my girls and shit.
Oh, yes.
I never, ever cared about giving up a Friday, Saturday night, ever. Like, it was the freaking best. So when you ask, like, why I took that on, it's just what I want to do. Like, that is where I see myself. That's where I feel most comfortable. And, like, some people call me crazy, whatever, like running through Grand Central at like 10 p.m., like trying to get home from the game. But like, when Gabby doesn't drive me most of the time.
I was gonna say, that's why we
got to give her that credit. Got to give her that credit real bad. And the nights that she, you know, was assisting your girl. But, you know.
Every night, everyone.
I was going to say every night.
But I mean like lately. But off camera.
Scandalous.
But
yeah, see, folks, this is what it is like, folks.
No. I'll bring us back. But for real, when you talk about making that shift, I mean, that was a no-brainer for me. Like, you will take on. That's the thing about New York too, and this vibe. If you know you're meant to be here and you want to be here, and this is exactly the place you're meant to be at in your life, you'll take on anything. You'll realize how strong you are. It's so weird, but like, I did not know anything until I came here, really. I did not know how strong or how much I could push myself. I didn't know how much gray hair I couldn't develop from how stressed I was. Like, it is just some different shit out here, man. I'm telling you, my family tells me, my friends tell me, everyone, like, when I go back home, like, you know, this isn't New York or whatever. Like, I don't know what they do out there, but like, whatever. Like, no one understands unless you're here. That's why it's so good, like, when the three of us get to chop it up or whatever, because I mean,
it's
well, it's so interesting, right? Because I think so much of what you're talking about, right, it's just your journey, though, Jenna, right? I mean, look, you were young, and, you know, growing up in Scranton and then going to Bloomsbury, like, that's just, it's not a major city, right? And then all of a sudden, you're dropped into New York City, and it's like, wait, what? Like, it's just this constant go culture. But
sink or swim, yep.
And it literally is sink or swim. But the idea of, you know, following your path and wanting to move into sports, and, you know, Gabby, you always say, like, draw out, the balance, whatever. I mean, from a work standpoint, we don't view it as that, though, right? Like, yeah, does it suck being up till 2 a.m. transcribing an interview? Yes. Like, but ultimately, that's not what you remember. You remember the conversation you had with athlete X, actor X, person X. Like, right, that's what, and you're like, ooh, I can't wait to share this piece of the story with the audience. They're going to find so much value out of this. That's what you enjoy. And it's this idea of, and we're fortunate in that we love what we do. So we get to do, so for us, it's not work so much. I mean, yeah, it's not, I don't want to make it seem like every day is puppy dogs and ice cream and rainbows and sunshines. Because it ain't.
Oh,
right?
That's a great day, though.
I mean, yes, that would be a great day, but every day ain't that.
I've had a few episode calls, like, after a day.
Right.
I mean, that's how we started the segment before we started recording. It's a day, girl, and I got a night ahead, so
every day isn't awesome, but we love the moments that we get to have, whether it's, again, that conversation, that if for Gabby, for you, when it's like making that partnership happen, whether it's at the arena, like making some fans smile because they're like, oh, what a great experience. Those are the things, because we're sharing something we all love, right? Which is this sport and entertainment thing. We love it, and we're helping you access it and feel it in a different way. And so we're fortunate in that regard, right? And when you work a 9 to 5 or just another job that like doesn't have the kind of ridiculous hours like we have, it's hard to understand that. Yeah, I'm sure there are people who work plenty hard in other fields, 60, 70-hour weeks, but they may not work on weekends, right? But like for us, it's like, got a game tonight, won't be home till midnight, got whatever on Saturday. It's just, it is what it is, but we love it, so we do it.
The thing is...
Oh, go ahead, Jenna.
No, just, really quick, I just think that you guys definitely will resonate with this. Everybody would, that especially now, but in this industry, I have learned, and it has taken me many, many years, and I wish it hasn't taken me that many years, but I guess, hey, I needed to learn a lot of shit.
Part of the growth.
It's the process.
Yeah, you know, you got to build that confidence. You got to build that backbone. I came here, I didn't have a backbone at all, and hey, I'm still working on that shit, you know. You know, it's a work in progress, but you just have to be patient. And I know that sounds so cliche and so stupid. And you also have to learn to separate yourself to the point where you have to step back and be like, listen, girl, guy, whatever. Listen, Jenna, listen, Gabby, whatever. Like, you're not doing brain surgery. It's going to be okay. And that doesn't minimize anything. What I'm saying is take a step back instead of really getting lost in your head. And that comes with maturity. It comes with reps. It comes with confidence. And it comes with a lot of shit. But like, that's what I would love to go preach to other kids in my other dream job, a college professor.
Oh.
Tell them, yes, that is like my other passionate dream. But I need a doctorate. So your girl can only guest lecture for now. What's up, BU? Yeah, they love me up there in the mountains. You know, your girl be teaching them a lot.
She said I need a PhD, so I'm gonna guess.
University in the mountains?
Hell yeah!
Bloomsburg's got
My
mountains.
mom's going louder. I don't know. BU?
No, she meant Bloomsburg. She meant Bloomsburg.
We're so small and off the map. We just call ourselves BU too.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, because only people in Bloomsburg know that.
Universities in the mountains.
Yeah, our motto: BU at BU.
Oh, see what you did there.
Wow.
But I like that you talk.
That's it. That's what I wanted to say.
I think you talk about a lot about like what drives you, right? And like what that process looks like, to quote the great poet Joel Embiid, trust the process. And you might not know exactly where you're at or where you're going, but you understand the steps that it could take you in a certain direction, right? Like, I feel like, tell us more about that. Like coming into G League, a lot of people don't know necessarily what G League is, but one thing that I love about you is you saw that as a point of entry and an opportunity. And how has that kind of shaped your journey coming into the sports field, especially like at a level that, you know, most people might not know about?
Yeah. I mean, oh my God. You know me, I get so emotional. This is like I'm telling you, for the rest of my life, if they wanted me to be a G League host, I would. Honestly, but you know, if you want to upgrade me, you can. But like, it has shaped my career and myself as a person in so many ways, because just the adrenaline and like the force that you have to take over. And to be honest with you, when I first got there, let's be real, I am 28 years old. I haven't had to learn and pick up a new skill since college, really. I mean, you know, and not that like hosting isn't the skill. It's the fact of like hosting in that environment. Like I had to learn a lot. I learned so much from you. I mean, everybody's there, the squad, everyone, and they're like, okay, go to, I'm trying to think of some of our terms, like the bomb and the whatever. I'm like, bomb? What the hell? Day one. Like, yo, I don't know what y'all are doing in here, but you're not lighting off. Like, what? Like, what's going on in here? And they're like, no, Jenna, the bomb. It's like where we meet. And I was like, oh, I knew that.
Well, you also, Jenna,
bomb.
Situation, because your first game working with the Westchester Knicks, tell us why it was such a unique situation.
Oh, God. Here we go.
My
greatest, mark this on my grave.
Oh,
my
boy.
Greatest memory. What is it? Maybe 48 hours before the game? Obviously, I'm trying to give this dramatic effect.
Not even 48 hours, honestly.
12.
I think it was like 36, like in the middle.
Somewhere in that range, less than 48, a little more than 24. And 36. You know me, Jarod, I ain't good at math, so I tried with that one. But
36, you're right. You're okay. Right on, 36.
Thank God. I was nervous. I was like, carry the one. But
I catch a niner in there.
Niner?
But anyway, we get the email. It's like, hey guys, like basically like this isn't a joke. We have our first game at the Garden and we have no time to rehearse. So get there about a few hours before and we'll see what we can do.
What a time to be alive.
What a time.
I never in my life hosted a game, let alone
at the Garden,
inside Madison Square Garden. And you know, it doesn't even matter. That's the thing about the Garden. It doesn't even matter if the seats are filled. It does not matter. It does not. Like, just that wood. I like when it's like...
Yeah, stepping on that court.
You feel it. There's
wood.
Nothing like it.
Feels like wood. That's great. I was touching things. Before COVID, I was like...
the world's most famous arena. No, you feel it when you walk in there.
Mm-hmm.
You do. And you know what? We pulled it off. We did it. And it was just something... It was fucking special. I'm sorry if
It's
you
all
have to bleep
good.
it out,
No, we're all good.
And the other side of the G League spectrum too, like this really rocked me today. Sometimes I think about it, and I think we've touched on this a little bit, Gabby. Like the New York Knicks don't have a host, and they're arguably the most famous franchise in NBA history. Of course, up there with the Lakers, Celtics, Bulls, things like that.
Famous in terms of fame, not in terms of championship lore.
All right.
Just I just want to be clear for the people out there so they know. Just want to be clear so the people know.
Let's let the ladies speak, Jarod.
Just want to be clear so the people know. You're talking about teams that got 17 championships. So the Knicks have 2.
We're still the world's most famous arena where the Knicks play. So
I mean, that's great. Congratulations. Continue.
Jenna, as you were saying.
Continue.
It's so weird. I just got a weird blurry vision. I thought I was in and out of the 7-footers podcast. I was like, yelling.
It's the crossover.
I don't even. What was I saying? What was that note that I was on?
The Knicks don't have a host.
Oh yes, thank you. The Knicks don't have a host, so there's one hosting job for this franchise, and they have Rebecca Harlow, who's amazing. She does the real sideline.
MSG sideline.
But you know what I mean, the in arena stuff. So that rocks me. And also, I was scrolling through Instagram today, and I can't even believe I'm saying this out loud, seeing as she doesn't really know me. But I follow Gia Peppers, and I look up to her as a host so much in so many different spaces because she has her hand in so many different things. But I didn't know she was the Wizards in arena host for 4 years. I saw it on Instagram today, and I was like, wow, I want to do that. If the Knicks had a host, I would want to do that, or just to see that and see where a lot of these hosts that I've had the blessing to connect with through social media has been amazing. To see wow, I can do that one day, or just, you know what I mean? To see it happen, and hopefully it comes to fruition. I mean, there's so many incredible hosts, and it's a community. It's a community. The whole Hype Squad community, whole hosting gigs, community. That's one of the most special parts. And anybody could say anything you want about the Knicks, whatever, but it is the greatest employee experience I have ever had. Hands down.
Look at that. That is a ringing endorsement. See?
I second that endorsement, Jarod.
You left me feeling so good, I'm not going to trash the Knicks. But folks, stay tuned because you know what's coming up next. America's favorite segment, Shoe and Tell. Stay tuned. Man, I so wish you guys were tuned in to the behind the scenes takes because a lot of nonsense goes on when these two are involved. Trying to keep them on schedule is like herding cats. It's come on, let's reel it back. Yeah, exactly. Think about that.
Maybe Pomeranians or something adorable.
Literally.
I'm allergic to cats.
It's easier. It's easier to herd dogs. Dogs are easier to herd. Cats, impossible. Anyway,
herding Pomeranians, Jarod, is not that easy.
Anyway, it is time for Shoe and Tell. It is all about our guests. So Jenna, the floor is yours. Show us that first pair.
Okay, I'm gonna go least to best.
I wouldn't preface it like that. I would just say, "Here's my first pair." Don't gotta say least. Just say,
Well, if they made if the top list that you're showing, they're already not least.
They're not least. They're in your top 3. So clearly, they're already.
Women speak though, Jarod.
Good point. Remember this whole thing when I told you guys that I wasn't good at math? Okay, these ones I still have in the box because they're actually really new and I haven't worn them yet.
Love it.
Okay. These are my little babies.
Love that sound. Oh, I like those. I like those a lot. Little Air Max. Nice.
Little Air Maxes.
I like.
And that's a different swoosh, you see?
I do.
Love the double swoosh.
Mm-hmm. Double swoosh. Very nice. Is that lavender? That color? Or was that gray? I can't tell. I got bad lighting.
It's lavender. I like it.
So this is the dress. Because to be honest with you guys, when I look at it, it's a lavender.
That's what I say lavender. But is it green?
But rabbit leather, right?
What does the box say? What does the box say though, Jenna?
Oh, you're so
What
smart.
does the box say? No.
Oh my God. Disaster.
Okay. It says, oh wow, this is interesting. Ghost Black Summit White. So that doesn't really help us.
That's crazy.
It's not helpful.
I mean, but you saw lavender too, right, Gabby?
No, I see lavender.
But maybe Ghost is what, gray?
Hold
I
on
would
one
think Ghost
second.
is like a baby gray, like a light gray.
Oh, well.
Got behind the scenes. We broke the fourth wall, folks.
That is the fourth wall, folks. Anyway, we love it. Whether it's lavender or Ghost, we love it.
I like them, yeah. You know what I have to say, though, which is really interesting. I don't know if you guys have covered this on your show, but so I always order the same sizes in Nike, not really sure like if it was like a change or whatever. These are a 7, and they're fairly big on me, and that never happens.
Interesting.
But, you girl, they were final sale, so I'm going to stuff them up.
Worth it.
All day.
Worth it.
Okay,
Hilarious.
Gabby, you are going to love these next ones. You were here when I actually purchased these and modeled them around the store in the middle of an event.
Are they shiny?
No.
No,
Okay,
I know
okay.
what ones you're talking about.
I know which ones you're talking about too, and I was thinking them, but
Ooh, look at those.
love.
Now, wait, look at the
colors.
hologram.
I like it.
Silvers.
I like it. Jordan 1s, always nice to go with Jordan 1s. Love the
And it's a
multicolor.
mid.
And that is a mid. Love the multicolors. The Jumpman logo on the tongue. I mean, look, you rarely go wrong with a 1. Now, I do have to ask you this question though, Jenna. A lot of girls, sometimes when they put 1s on, they're like, I don't know, man, it makes my calves look big. I feel kind of funny. Do you have any kind of funny feelings about your Jordan 1s?
Love that you brought that up. I don't. However, you have to know, and again, I am hashtag not an influencer, hashtag not good at fashion. I like to think I am some days, but you have to know how to do it. You got to know what pieces to wear. You can't wear a long, chunky sweater and hide your legs with a shoe that's up to your knee. It's like, where's your body? Like, you gotta watch your lines, watch your levels, watch your socks, and you can't fall victim to the cankle picture. If you look like you have a cankle in the picture, like, you got to take a picture of yourself, and you got to see what's up.
I gotta know though, those Nike scrunch socks, like I feel like working girl is having a new moment. Like I'm currently rocking a pair
the
of
scrunch socks. Put the scrunch sock over the legging with the little. Yeah, of course. That's the.
So is that a cankle avoider?
No. You can. Yes. Yeah. You know what? Also, we have to do something on this.
And cankles.
Where do you find the best scrunch sock? Because that's what I'm currently looking for too, ladies. So help me out.
I'm gonna have to find them on some other brands. I don't know that I would go to Nike looking for a
I mean, the
sock.
Nike ones are great. I feel like all the ladies out there I see rocking white ones. You know everything I wear. This is me wearing a lot of color today.
How about Adidas? Adidas got good crunch socks?
Yeah, but I can't wear Adidas socks with my Nike shoes.
No, I know that. I know that. I'm
it's
saying
all about the details. That's
learn that from you guys. Learn it from you.
I urge you, go black when it comes to the Nike scrunch socks because they blend in with your leggings enough that they kind of continue to create that smooth, long line that leggings do.
Yeah.
Watch your lines. Watch your lines. Watch your levels. I learned something new.
You know what's up.
But the can and can't.
Number 3.
Yes.
Or number 1, whatever. These are my, you know
Rub
me.
that thing down, flip it, and reverse it.
We got it.
These are my current babies.
I think I know which ones they are.
And the story behind these is that Gabby helped me get them.
I was gonna say I was waiting for the metallics.
I love it. I almost had mine on standby to be like, twins.
If you guys aren't aware, since this is my first time on the show, but you guys know, if there is a shoe that says my name, it is this leather, metallic, obnoxious, like, just flashy in your face. Have you ever seen Miss Congeniality when they go on stage and they do that's this shoe.
Wow.
All of that.
Wow.
I don't know why I just did all of that, but that is this shoe.
Jenna, I must, first of all, love the ones, a mid, lovely, metallic gold toe, love it. It's, Gabby loves herself a metallic. We know that. And she loves a mid. I like that you like a mid. You like the mids more than the highs, Jenna?
Another great question out of you, Jarod.
Just curious.
Bangers keep coming, Jarod.
Do I like the mids more? I'm going to go with, yes, yes, when I'm shopping or when I'm like browsing or looking, I always gravitate toward a mid because it's more versatile. I could wear it with more things and I don't feel as caged in at the ankle. Cause like, I'm not going to lie, if I'm on the court or like I'm working an event for like 12 hours a day, my ankles swell. They do. It is what it is, you know, and then the leggings get in there and then you know, so you know, you girls got to have a little comfort. That's why, really quick, I know I'm annoying, but I got to show you this shoe.
I'm here for this.
Well, Gabby, we talked about this. The one mid is really kind of like a high. Like it is,
especially for Jenna is a petite lady.
Yes.
So, you know, it helps prevent the cankles. Correct. You know, those little mids.
Oh, I like those.
Ooh. Suede babies.
Mm-hmm.
They're gorgeous. Babies. I only bring them out when the sun is shining.
I like them.
But they have the cool zipper on the side. These are so amazing and so comfortable. Don't get me wrong. This is like memory foam inside here, but they hug my ankles so much. And I've actually worked 12-hour days in these mistakenly. My hair is stuck to it. And so my ankle has actually like a ring around right up here. Like, shit gets tight up in there. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got the sweat. It gets tight. All that. You know,
I'm actually surprised, Jenna, that you did not bust out your pair of 11s. I thought those were going to come out.
Oh, I was gonna.
That's all right. You know,
I thought you were going to bust out the crazy Converse ones too. That are like that's a whole vibe.
My babies are sitting over there.
God, this is.
I knew the gold mids would be in there somewhere, and I should have been more prepared to show them as well.
Well, you know what?
This is what we do. This is what we do.
I'm a fan of the show, so the only reason why I chose this scheme is because I know you have to explain the story behind them. And to be honest with you, like these all have the best story. The other ones I kind of just spent a lot of money and then cried after or got them gifted. Thank you, Converse. But really, like, I mean, you can't go wrong with some of these shoes. I mean, I've missed flights with Gabby with some of these shoes. Got like, you know,
she's in the flight club with those Jordans.
Got into some shit.
This is actual flights. Jarod's shaking his head.
Disaster.
You know Disaster. I mean, Jarod, when we go to All-Star, honey, you know, that's my Super Bowl, that's my vacay. So,
well, you know,
Gabby and I alone at All-Star.
Disaster, yeah, I know.
Disaster is not the right
word. You call it disaster. I call it fun.
And I have one thing to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. This is really, we're off the rails. I will say, though, as we wrap, we're at about a 1-year anniversary of All-Star Chicago, which was wonderful. And I will say this, you know, All-Star is, of course, where Gabby and I met. Thank you, Jenna. All-Star is just fun in general because it's, you know, the basketballs, whatever. But you're really there for, like, the networking and the parties. And, you know,
the Henny. That's what he's trying to say. The Henny, honey.
Charlotte, Jarod and I were roomies. He watched me do my makeup and straighten my hair. It was fun.
Yeah,
I would have loved to be a fly on that wall.
Oh my God, he hated me. If I wasn't home by like 9 p.m., he'd be like, where are you? Like, are you okay?
Well, listen, someone's got to be an adult in these situations, right? And it's like, are you alive? Cool. Just want to make sure you're alive. That's all. Doesn't matter, you know?
See you when I see you. Glad you're alive.
Just want to make sure you're alive. That's all. Okay, cool. Because, you know, something happened. I feel bad. So, you know.
Oh, you're the best.
I just want to make sure everything's all good, you know. Anyway, folks.
He's a man of the ladies, folks.
Listen, I try to help y'all out. Anyway,
there's probably only one lady. Who knows who took the picture, Jarod?
Here we go.
Oh, I wasn't going to
You
go
like
there.
that?
I'm going to drop that mic right there. Boom.
I had to do it.
You guys got all the jokes. Another riveting episode, folks, of the Kicks and Shit Show. You know where to find us, as always. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube. At Kicks and Shit Show on all social media platforms. Jenna, where can the people find you?
Ooh, at Jenna Lemoncelli, at Jenna_Lemoncelli on Instagram. Either way, you'll find your girl. Tweenie, you know what's up? 7fters podcast.
Oh my
I
God.
hope everybody enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed this one.
This is the best night.
I don't know if Jarod will be on the same page with me. I'm going to get like a scolding text afterwards.
Oh yes.
He hates us.
Scolding email is forthcoming. Anyway, we'll see you guys soon.
Stay tuned to see if this 7-footers podcast is still on the air after this.
Scolding emails coming, folks. Peace.